Hello, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be going over Battle Bay weapon combos, and I have a tier list set up. There are 5 tiers and free combos in each tier, and this will be going over not like every weapon combo in the game. It's more weapon combos that I see on a regular basis and might see in ranked. So obviously there are a lot worse weapon combos out here that aren't on the bottom tier, but I left them out because you're not really going to see them. Any of them you see on here, except maybe Double Mine, you can definitely take, but for the most part, it's based off what you see in ranked, what you see higher level players using. I have 4,500 infamy, so I feel I have a place to say what weapons are good and what you can pair them with. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching my video. It means a lot to me that you're watching this. And let's get into it. So first, I have Explosive Cannon Blast. Explosive Cannon Blast Cannon is not bad by any means. It's actually pretty decent. Explosive Cannon by itself, if you put damage perks, can deal 1800 epic, and a blast can do like 1200. So that's a 2700 damage payload. It's pretty dang good. You can just get better. That's why it's on the lower tiers. But also with this combo, your damage is immediate. The second your blast cannon hits it, all the damage is on. As soon as your explosive cannon hits, all your damage is dealt. Like, you can deal a whole lot more with a flare gun, but flare gun you have to wait a while. So, this is still a valid combo. And if I'm running like a slow ship and I see a speeder with Tesla Bolt going against me with this combo, I'm still going to be scared. It's just 2700 damage isn't the best. Next is Swift Warp and Explosive Cannon. So this combo can be really good. Swift Warp can be extremely good when against a slow ship and even against a fast ship. Like, I think the high level ones can do close to 2000 if not more damage. And they can also set the ship on fire, which will deal an extra 1000-ish damage if not more. So a high level 50 Swift Warp can, if it crits, deal like 25, maybe 3000 damage. And the EC along with that, we're looking at a payload of about 3000 damage. Swift Warps, they're harder to hit than Blast at an extent. You have to be close with Blast Cannon to get a hit, but also Swift Warp, if you can have an accurate hit, you gotta be close anyway. But it's a very valid combo, and it's pretty good. Next, you got Double Mine. Double Mine is not terrible. Like, a lot of the time people will say Double Mine is the worst. It's not the worst. If I have a speeder on my team who's gonna go solo the enemy and go out and die, I'd rather them have Double Mine and leave some mines in the middle of like their fixing area than a flare gun that's gone 17 seconds and then that speeder was a complete waste. So Double Mine can deal a ton of damage to the enemy. It's just, it's very unreliable. Like, it's super easy to dodge mines, and if your team's dead, you're helpless. So yeah. Like, Double Mine isn't as bad as some people might say, but it's definitely not that good. So next is Big Torp Mine. These are the two highest hitting weapons, and you're usually going to see Frost on this too. So Frost Torp is going to make that Big Torp dealing 4,000 to 5,000 damage, if not more. And then the Mine dealing like 4,000 damage too. That's a very big payload. A 9,000 damage payload, 8,000 minimum. You're looking at a ton of damage. Thing is, it's hard to hit. Like, if you have a enemy that's all crowded around a fixer and you've got enters with plenty of cannons surrounding you, you're safe. You're fine, this is a good combo. But if you're in a 1v1 or a 1v2 situation and you don't have a perfect Frost Torp setup, you ain't in the best situation if your enemy has a bunch of cannons. This can deal tons of damage, but it's not the most reliable. Next is Sniper Grenade. And personally, I love both these weapons, but they're both 1 slots, and a good combo is going to have a 2 slot and a 1 slot. Doesn't mean like you can't run 2 1 slots, but usually a 2 slot and a 1 slot is what you should be running. Grenade, it's just so dang overpowered. You can, if you get the fire, which is like an 80% chance, if not 99 or something, you're going to be dealing close to 3,000 damage with a 1 slot weapon. And then with your sniper, when you've got about 50% chance of critting, is going to deal like 800 damage half the time, and then over 2,000 damage the other half of the time. That is very good for a 1 slot weapon. The problem with this is, well, you are kind of relying upon the sniper crit, but it's still pretty good. Next is Sniper and Railgun. And this combo here is not bad by any extent. It's just you have to have a clear line of sight the entire time. You want to stay away from the enemy the entire time. And if you give a faraway Railgun hit, it's good. Railgun is just better on a slow ship that you can hit from far away. A Railgun can deal like 2,500 to 3,000 damage, plus the sniper crit, you're looking at a payload of about 5,000 damage, and when you can deal that staying out of the enemy's range is pretty good. So this combo is good. You can deal damage and not get hit. I guess what sets this apart from the other high damage ones is you don't need to get hit to deal your damage with this, but it's just not a ton of damage. You can get better damage going another route. So next is Flare Gun Blast Cannon. So Flare is extremely overpowered. It does like 1,700, 1,800, almost 2,000 damage when you count up all the ticks. And then not only that, it makes all the cannons, if they have the right perks, deal minimum 500, sometimes like over 1,000 damage extra. That is just good. Like with this here, that blast cannon went from doing 1,200 damage to like 2,000 over that. So you're looking at a payload of about 4,700, and a lot of people take this combo over Flare Easy because the blast has a quicker cooldown. So you're looking at a relatively quick cooldown too. Not fast, but it's pretty quick. So it's not going to deal the same damage as an EC, but you're doing it more often. So next is Big Berta and Sniper. First I was like, this is pretty bad. I'm just putting it on here because it's an important combo, but I was trying it out in customs, and not customs, free-for-all, and it's pretty good. Like, when you're up against a slow ship, it's really easy to land those bullseye hits. And then the sniper, you can replace that with a nade, anything. Just a good sidearm to deal another 2,000 damage, pretty good. You can hit almost 5,000 damage with a Big Berta crit, if not more. And when you're going up against a slow ship, if you got a good frost, it's not as hard as it seems, and you might just get 3,000 damage if it's an outer ring, minimum 1,000 damage if you're up against a slow ship. That's pretty good, and you can keep your distance, hide behind a rock, just keep out of the way. It's not as bad as it seems. Next is Big Torp and Swift Torp. So this is a really strong combo. What I was saying about the Big Torp Mine combo kind of goes along with this. You can deal tons of damage when you've got a team supporting you, but once that team is gone and your immediate cannon teammates are gone too, you're kind of not the best off. because it's just harder to get frost damage. If you got Frost Orb, yeah, you've got a really good chance of hitting those Swifts, but like you're also a lot more reliant on the like torpedoes, and torpedoes are good. They're just a lot less reliable than a cannon, so that's why they're down here. And this is by no means a bad setup. You can easily hit a Swift Torp. It's just they're better. Then there's Railgun and Grenade. Well, Railgun is, in my opinion, the most overpowered 2-slot weapon. Railgun is without question the most overpowered 1-slot weapon. Pair them together, well, you got a pretty good combo. So Railgun, you're looking at 2,000 to 3,000 damage. Grenade, you're looking at around the same. That's pretty good. So, and these both are really easy to get hits with. Railgun, you need the waves to be in your favor, but Grenade, it's super easy to land a hit with. It's like almost easier than EC at times, and Explosive Cannon is supposed to be easier to aim. So Grenade is really easy to land on slower ships when the waves are in your favor. EC or Railgun does a ton of damage, but you need the waves in your favor. Then we've got Missile and Sniper. Missile is just so strong. Like, you stun the enemy, you move in there. Also, I'm focusing on Speeder. Anyway, Missile is just so good because you can just deal 3,000 damage without any other requirements. And all you need to do is get a good grouping on it. And the Sniper is just a sidearm. You can replace that with Grenade. But the Missile is just so good because you can deal all this damage onto the enemy, especially slow ships. It's even good if it can speeders. All you need is 2 of those circles to hit, and you've dealt 1,000 damage. And it's pretty easy to get 3,000 damage hit with a missile, especially if you're good at aiming it. And yeah, missile is just super good. And then you got the Sniper, where you can just casually almost deal 2,000 damage. So yeah. So next is the Grenade Explosive Cannon. This combo is good, it's just unreliable. If you get the fire hit on the EC and a full grenade hit, you're looking at a 3,000 plus 3,000, almost 6,000 damage payload. That is insane. The grenade is going to deal around a 3,000-ish damage. And then the explosive cannon is going to deal around the same. Obviously, it's a bit lower, but that's just an estimate. 6,000 damage payload, though, from 2 weapons is absurd. The problem with it is the nade fire only lasts 5 seconds, and it's not 100% guaranteed. It's pretty much 100% at the higher levels, but there's always that chance it doesn't go off. But it's also only 5 seconds, so you need to move in fast. Next is the Missile Grenade. Missile is just so strong. It's really good, as I was saying. Each of the bolts does like 800 damage at the higher levels. I think mine are at like 700 something. And then you got 5 of those, so you've got a chance of doing 3,500. If you've got the enemy how you want them, they're a slow ship, you can easily set that up and get the damage you want with it. Then you got the grenade, and same as I've been saying, get a 1,200 to 1,500 damage hit, fire, now it's up to like 2,500, super good. This is also based more on like a speeder perspective, this list, but it can also be used as like you have like 2 of these on your interceptor, and then you throw a couple more weapons you want to be playing. These are just going to be your go-to weapons when you want a good combo on your ship and you want to be winning some in ranked. So next we have Frost Torp, and this is just kind of the main Frost Torp combo. You've got Grenade, as I've said, close to 2,500, 3,000 damage from a 1-slot weapon, easy to hit. And then you've got the Big Torp, throw Frost on it, throw a stun. You can't get hit, you move in there, deal 5,000 damage. nitro away, maybe take 1 cannon blast in it after you dealt 5,000 damage. And then even if you miss the torpedo, well, there goes your grenade and you did 2,500 damage at least. So it's really good. If you're going against someone, it can be annoying if like you're missing your torpedo, and it's not the best in like a 1v multiple ship situation, but in a 1v1 you can't really beat Frostorp. Frostorp is almost unbeatable. And then we have the last one, the very best. It is Flare EC. Now that Flare is doing like 2,000 damage once all ticks hit, and then the EC is doing another 2,500 to 2,800. So you're looking at not 4,000, you're looking at almost a 5,000 damage payload. And it's pretty easy to hit too, and it's hard to dodge. The only problem with it is you have to be close to your enemy to deal that damage, but if you're on a Guardian, you're just close to your enemy the whole time, and if you are on a speeder, you've got Tesla Bolt and Nitros to get out of there when you're done. So this combo, it is so dang strong. I just hate whenever I'm put in a free-for-all match against a speeder with this, and yeah, it's just so dang good. So this was my Battle Bay weapons combo list, and as I was saying, this is more for you to like take 2 of these weapons on your ship, and these are going to be your 2 go-to weapons, and then you can throw in the weapons you want to use, like a torp or a mortar or a mine, and just stick that on your ship beside these 2 weapons, and these 2 weapons will carry your ship. So yeah, thank you for watching. It means a lot to me that you stayed this long. So yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.